Today we have the story of Gold by Sarah Anglis, and we are going to learn also the genre of this story. Who can tell me what is the genre of this story?
Expository text.
So, without looking to the book, try to tell me what does it mean expository text?
Like it's talking about a real object or a real thing, and she's giving us information about it.
Excellent. So it will give. Yes, Malak. Yes, Malak.
It's based on something that's real and that can happen in real life, and sometimes that has happened.
Amazing. So genre of expository text, it means it is a genre that we try to tell the story by telling real events, real people, and real facts about life.
It's like a non-fiction?
It's not fiction, no. It tries to tell you information about the real.
Non-fiction.
What?
It's almost like non-fiction, right?
No, it's all of it, it's not fiction. We call it expository text because it comes from the word expose. Expose, it means that it tries to tell you information about something that you probably don't know. Like for example, now they are trying to tell us about gold and why it's precious, and it will tell us about the history of gold and how to extract it. All of this information, probably all of us will hear it for the first time, right? So that's why we call it expository text. It means it will expose for you information that you don't know or explain information that you don't know. Usually this type of genre, we don't call it fiction or non-fiction, because fiction, it means that you use your imagination to give characters, or if it was non-fiction, you will use a real characters in the real life. But here it's not fiction because there is no characters, and then I don't have a plot. Remember when I say the plot, it means if I want to make a story, it has to contain a plot, which is beginning and then climax and then after that end. But in the expository text, usually there is no plot. Why? Because it is trying to tell you and explain for you information. So it tries to educate you, inform you. It doesn't it's not there to entertain you like the fiction or non-fiction. No, it tries to educate you and inform you about information. So this is the expository text. Let's go right now for the question of the week that we have to focus on. Go ahead and read it for me, Ghalia. How do we decide?
How do we decide the value of different resources?
So how do we decide the value of different resources? Of course, knowledge and study about things will help us to decide the value of things around us. If I don't have the necessary knowledge about the gold, then I would just bring it and throw it maybe in the garbage or don't know what to do with it. But because I know it's a valuable metal and all the people search for it and it will cost much, then this knowledge about it makes me appreciate it more and more. Let's see this video first.
How do we decide the value of different resources? Gold, diamonds, oil. These are all substances that are valuable in the world today. A few hundred years ago, salt was also a valuable mineral, and shells were valuable to Native Americans who collected them for trade. Some natural resources are easy to locate, like water, but they are valuable because they are so useful to humans. Oil is a resource that's tougher to find, but it is a valuable resource because it fuels the cars and factories that help modern societies keep going. Gold is a precious metal valued for its beauty and uses. Across the world, it's used for jewelry, currency, and even technology. Its value caused a number of gold rushes in the 1800s, including the Klondike Gold Rush in Alaska. During the gold rush, thousands of people descended on an area to prospect for gold in the hopes of striking it rich. But most often, people left with less than they came with because of exaggerated claims. Sometimes a substance's value is based on how rare it is. Diamonds are minerals mined from underground. People have been attracted to diamonds for thousands of years because of their look and how rare they are. Resources have all sorts of value, for decoration, for transportation, even for living. How do you think we decide the value of different resources?
So as I told you, to decide the value of something or resources, it has to be valuable for people. It has to give value in their lives, and also they have to use it that much in their lives. And the more that you can find it, the less valuable value it has, that thing. And the less that you find it in life, the more valuable this resource could be, like the diamond or the gold, because they are not in a big amount in the world. That's why all the people wants to have it more and more. So the desire to have it will be what will give it the value, and it will be so precious and so expensive. Let's go right now to our books again and go to read the story together.
What is gold? Glistening bright yellow, gold is a heavy metal that is treasured in every country of the world. Almost all metals have a characteristic luster, shininess, that is, they reflect light in a mirror-like way. Gold is special because its luster never fades. That is because gold does not react with air, water, or any ordinary chemical. In other words, it doesn't corrode. Roman coins, masks from ancient Egypt, decorated books from Persia, and other golden treasures from the ancient world shine as brilliantly now as they did the day they were made. Did you know? A desperate dash. In the remains of the ruined city of Pompeii, Italy, archaeologists discovered a dead body that was still clutching a bag of gold. Pompeii was destroyed in AD 79 by an eruption of the volcano Mount Vesuvius. This victim had probably grabbed his precious hoard as he tried to flee a city that was being engulfed by ash and poisonous fumes.
Okay, this is information. But before we come to this information, let's go for gold first. What is gold? Gold is a metal that is really precious. As I told you, it's shining all the time. It's a yellow metal, and it has its valuable look and valuable resources. Because what? Because the gold never corrodes. It doesn't interact with air or water. It doesn't fade. The glowing and the luster of that gold will never fade. It will stay the same. It will remain the same. Yani if you buy it now and you come after 10 years, you will find the same color, the same luster, the same shining. It will never fade. Why? Because it never corrodes, and it never react to the air or water or other chemicals. But other substance like silver, for example, pearls, all of these things, they react to the air, and after a while you will find that their color will change. So that's why the gold, all the people, they fight just to find the gold and to have it. One of the things that through history, this is information you probably maybe you will hear it or maybe no, but if you hear about the city of Pompeii, in Italy, it was a city and big city, but what happened, there was an eruption of a volcano beside it. Okay, and when the volcano came to those people, it covers with its smoke and with its air and with its fire. It covered all the people, that the people, they didn't have the time to escape. So they died. Each one of them died on his position. If someone was running, he was dead on his face that he was running. If he was sleeping, he was dead while he was sleeping. And after a while, after 2,000 years of this incident, the people discovered Pompeii while they were just trying to dig for a street. And then when they dig, they found a city under the ground. When they dig more and more, the astrologists, they came to dig more and more, and they found a whole city of people. And they found all the people like this, buried alive. Not buried alive, yani they died on this position, and their skeleton become like what? Like a rock. One of the people they found in that position and that place, he was a person who was trying to run away from the volcano while he was holding his bag of gold. Like he know that something bad will happen. He wanted to escape, but he didn't have the time. He brought his gold to take it with him to escape and to establish a new life. But unfortunately, he didn't have the time to do that because he died on his same position. And when they found him, they found the bag of money in his hands. Subhanallah. So he was on the same position that he was trying to escape with. So that tells us that during history, people, they were fighting and running just to have the money and to have the gold. Not only right now, but in all places around the world.
Gold excites people all over the world. The gold jewelry that people own is often among their most valued possessions.
Yes. And one of the things that all the brides, when they want to get married, is they search to have what? To have as many gold as they can. Why? Because everything else, when they buy it, like clothes, makeup, shoes, they will be gone after a while or fade, or maybe they will be cut or something or ruined. But the gold will keep its value. Even if you come after a while to sell it, if you need money, you will find it with the same price that you bought it with. So all the people, even the brides, the people in our cultures, in the cities, all of them, they just try to make sure that all of them will have enough gold in their pockets and in their stores. Let's flip the page and go for 274 and 273.
Melting pots. At room temperature, gold is solid. Gold melts at 1,943 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,062 degrees Celsius. It is often heated to this temperature so that it can be poured into molds. Gold is 19.3 times denser than water and 3 times denser than iron. Density means the mass of a substance that fills a given volume. It is usually measured in grams per cubic meter. So, 1 cubic meter of pure gold is 19.3 times heavier than 1 cubic meter of water. Imagine this. If you could just manage to lift a pail of water, you would need 19 friends to help you lift that pail if it were filled with gold instead. Despite its great density, pure gold is soft enough to cut with a knife. This makes gold the perfect metal for intricate jewelry, artwork, and many industrial components. This gold has been heated until it has melted and is now being poured so that it can be shaped into bars.
Okay, my girls. When we try to extract the gold out of the mines and out of the mountains, what happened is the gold will be solid on its own shape. Yani they will find it as a rocket. They will find it as a rock, as a stone. So how they are trying to make it as and form it as jewelry, for example, or make it, for example, in some type of clothes. How would they do that? They have to melt it down. When they melt it down, it become what? It become liquid. When it become liquid, they put it in special molds, and by then they try to form it as jewelry and form it as molds, or form it with clothes or with shoes. Some people, they even use it as what? As a spray or a painting for their cars. They use gold as painting for their cars or painting for their houses.
Really, miss?
Yes, there's a lot. Let me show you golden car. Car made of gold. The prince and the kings of some places, they try to have what? They have golden car. What they do is they melt the gold and they bring their car and they paint it with gold.
Miss, but sometimes also there's golden phones. Like
Golden
phones
font. Yeah, no,
that
I'm not
made of-
talking about the color. I'm talking about real gold. For example, this car right
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
you
not
see the
not
shining
like
color, how is it? This is made of gold. Yani after they make the car, they melt the gold and they cover all the car with the gold. This is what they do. Not a
It's not
golden car.
nice.
This one is made of gold. You see Rolls Royce, this here, and this is Ferrari right here. It's made of gold.
Yeah, miss, but sometimes the phones are made of real gold and jewels. Like real gold and jewels.
Yes.
Like
That's
2 million.
this is like a medallion car. It's very small, but they made it out of gold also. There's a lot of uses of gold, but this is some of them. I wanted to show you that it really can happen. People who has a lot of money and a lot of gold and a lot of they are so rich and wealthy, they will try to do that, and they try to do it, and they done it. They done it already. Okay, if I was there, I would just go to his car and scratch a little bit of of that
Yeah,
paint.
yeah. Just take
It's a nice idea, right?
Yeah.
Instead, instead of instead of stealing a bank, I would go just to his car and scratch a little bit and go home.
Sweet.
Oh, wallahi, there's a lot of uses of the gold. That's why the question that I give it to you at the beginning, what makes resources useful or valuable is the use of people for that substance and how the people appreciate it and pay for it. That's why the gold is one of the best metals because all the people appreciate it and they pay a lot of money just to have it in their lives. Okay, let's go for this information. Did you know?
Did you know? The 49ers. Gold fever swept through California in 1849, the year after traces of the metal were discovered there. More than 100,000 49ers flooded into the area from Europe and the United States, hoping to find their fortune there. The old picture above, from the 1850s, shows prospectors panning for gold during the California Gold Rush.
During the history in California and in America itself, in the 1849, there was something they called it what gold fever or gold rush. What is it? It is like all the people they found in the rivers of California and in the mines of California, they started to find some amounts of gold. So the people started to talk about this in news. All the people found uh, the people who found gold in there, they started to say for the other people, and the other people started to tell other people until the people came from all over Europe and America to California to search for what for the gold. That's why they call it the gold fever. At that time, if you find a person who doesn't talk about gold, that would be weird because it was all the subject for all people. They were just talking about the gold and how many gold they found and where he found it and how to dig for it. And everybody at that time, they have some amount of gold in their houses because all of them they try to search for it. That's why
They
they
should
call it
make gold
the
cup.
49ers. 49ers, it means what? It means the gold fever. Yes, ya Malak?
They should make a car of gold from the gold they got.
Where gold is found. Gold is extremely rare, which is one of the many reasons why we value it so highly. The proportion of Earth's crust that is made of gold is only 5 billionths. As gold reacts with very few other chemicals, gold prospectors, people who search for gold, usually find it in its pure form. Occasionally, they come across gold that has combined with the metals bismuth, tellurium, or selenium. Prospectors usually extract tiny crystals of gold, just a few millimeters in size. If they are very lucky, they may come across larger lumps of gold, known as nuggets. Gold is most often found in veins of a mineral called quartz. Sometimes it is discovered in loose chunks that pepper sand or gravel. These chunks are called placer deposits. They form when gold breaks free from rocks that have eroded, worn away. Running water, wind, or rain can erode rocks like this over millions of years. Nuggets of gold, such as this, are usually found in veins of the mineral quartz. Often the gold is combined with another precious metal, silver. Many prospectors have been misled by this very believable look-alike for gold. This is not a gold nugget, but a sample of pyrite, a mineral rich in iron and sulfur rather than gold. It is commonly referred to as fool's gold.
Okay, this is nice information. Where the gold is found. Actually, if you go to search for gold, as I told you, people, what they found right now, they found the gold in special places, like for example in Libya, and for example South Africa, for example in America, California. So people, when they found the source of gold, they say for the other people, and they come to dig in this place. But as I told you, there's a lot of places on the earth and inside the earth that is full of gold, but people don't know where is it. What makes the gold very expensive and very precious is because the people, they don't find it this often, and they don't know where does it exist. And that's why it's rare a little bit. If you compare it to the number of the people over the planet and over the earth, you will find that the gold is less than them, which is rare. That makes it what? That makes it precious, and that makes it valuable for people. Now, if you come to the extracting process of the gold itself, you will find that when we try to extract the gold from the mines and from the mountains and from the caves, we will find that the gold is linked with other minerals and with other chemicals, like, for example, selenium, tellurium, or bismuth. So the process of getting the gold out of these substance is I have to put it in the laboratory, and there's a process, a special process to get the gold away from other substance so we can have a pure gold. This is one thing that makes even the gold more precious. Another thing, my girls, there's a lot of minerals that people will think they are gold, like this one. This one, people, when they get it out of the mountains, they would feel that this is gold, but actually it's not a gold. It looks like a gold, but it has what? It has pyrite. It has mineral rich in iron and sulfur. Yani there's no gold, but it has iron and sulfur. That's why it's yellow, because the sulfur substance, it's what? It's yellow. So the people, they found it as gold, but it's not gold, and that's why they call it the fool's gold, because it will fool you to look like a gold, but it's not. So that makes even the process of finding the gold is more hard, because you will go through other substance, you will mix it with other things, you will think it's gold, but it's not gold, but you will end up to search more and to make your own research and to go for laboratory to check it, and then after that to melt it. So it's a long process that makes it what? More precious and more valuable.
But Miss, imagine if you find a big pile of fool's gold, and you thought it was gold, and you told everyone, "Look, I found a big pot of gold," and
give me your money, and give me your money, and then I will sell it for their money. I will take the money and buy real gold.
Oh my God!
and Miss, even the mayor come and everyone come, and then they say this is fool's gold. And then they
no, nobody would know. I will just sell it for people and take their money, and then I will go and buy real gold.
Yeah.
But I'm going to This is evil, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I will give them the witch laugh, like.
and then
okay,
the mayor will say,
we will stop at this part right now. We are going to read a little bit. I will start with Malak. Hi, Malak. Start with here. What is gold?
What is gold? Glistening, bright yellow gold is a heavy metal that is treasured in every country of the world. Almost all metals have a characteristic luster shininess, that is, they reflect light in the mirror like way. Gold is special because its luster never fades. That is because gold does not react with air, water, or any ordinary chemical. In other words, it doesn't corrode. Roman coins, masks from ancient Egypt, decorated books from Persia, and other golden treasures from the Antarctic world shine as brilliantly now as they did the day they were made.
Okay. And then we have a disparate dash. Who can read this one? In the remains of the... Yes, Watin?
A disparate dash. In the remains of the ruined city of Pompeii, Italy.
Ruined city of Pompeii.
ruined city of Pompeii, Italy, archaeologists discovered a dead body that was still clutching a bag of gold. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 by an European eruption of the volcano. Eruption of the volcano Mount
Vesuvius.
This victim had probably grabbed his precious hoard as he tried to flee a city that was being engulfed by ash and poisonous fumes.
Poisonous fumes. Again.
What does mean fumes?
Fumes, it's a substance that comes from the volcano. Let me show you.
Like fuel, I think.
Fumes like black ash? Maybe?
Yeah, it's like a smoke or like ash that comes from the volcano.
But it's toxicness.
Yes,
like
yes,
if
toxic,
you
yes.
take too much of it, you can
They will die, yes.
pass out, yeah.
This is the poisonous fumes. Poisonous fumes, it's like what's like a smoke that comes when you have explosion of something. Usually when you have a volcano, you will find some smoke and some fumes of the volcano substance. The volcano substance, it contain what? It contain metals, like for example, iron, like for example, rasas, like for example, there's a lot of substance, silver, phosphor, all of them, they comes at once. So this combination of metals and substance, if you try to smoke it and you try to breathe it, what will happen? It will affect your brain and it will affect your body because it's poisonous. Now imagine if you have it in a big amount. What happened in the volcano of Vesuvius in Pompeii, that the whole volcano erupts and the people didn't have time, because what happened that the smoke went outside and immediately comes down on the people. That's why the people just look at the sky to see it, and suddenly it was above their heads, and suddenly they died because what they took a breath of a big chunk of that air, and that air was poisonous. So they died immediately without even having the ability to change their position. Yani some people died when they are sleeping, some people died when they are walking, some people died when they are just sitting down. That means that they died suddenly. So this is one of the reasons, the fumes that came from the volcano. Go back right now and complete with Lean. Hi, Aline. Check the next page, please. And go right here. Hi, Aline. Melting pot. She left. Lean, are you there?
She joined again.
Lean, can you hear me, sweetie? Okay, I want you to read on the page 274. Melting pots.
Okay. At room temperature, gold is soiled.
Solid. Mhm.
Gold metals at 1,943. 1,062 cents. It is often heated to the temperature so that it can be poured into molds. Gold is 19.3 times denser than water and three times denser than iron. Density means the mass of substance that fills a given volume. It is usually measured in grams per cubic meter. So, 1 cubic meter of pure gold is 19.3 times heavier than 1 cubic meter of water.
Excellent. That's enough.
Imagine
That's enough, Lean. Okay. We will stop at this part, my girls, and we will continue, inshallah, on Wednesday to complete reading first with Ghalia, and then after that, we will read more. Okay, my girls, don't forget the homework about the letter, the business letter that you have to write, and also the social project for the girls who didn't bring it. Please try to do it today and to send it for me. Any question by now?
No, miss.
Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you enjoyed today. I will see you inshallah tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.